doesn't really matter, you know. Just
Right, but there's a few points here that look at, right. So this is going on, right. Have you that switched on now?
I have,
Or
yeah,
am I?
yeah. You're recording.
I'm recording, right. Look at folks, it's prisoner number 103520 here from the lovely establishment of Cloverhill yet again. There are a number of points here I would like to make here on the day just before the general election, and I'll keep it short and sweet. So I suppose firstly I would like to welcome those that are now watching from as far away as India in the Thruaro area of India. The Gravenich family are keeping a tight eye for a particular reason, but more on that as things move along. I suppose my main job currently is managing pain to the head, the heart and the body, given the battened and broken knuckle I've also received for standing up to corruption, and that was from the Gardaí in Dublin. Again, at this stage, people, you can go back, you can go to Independent Minds 2 on YouTube, and you will find all the information in relation to different aspects now. I suppose the next point I'd like to bring up is that tomorrow I'm in the CCJ, the 29th of October, in relation to the Mr. McAwairney order, right? This is where I have been accused of breaking an order, and on the order it says Mr. McAwairney. It does not say Seamus McAnany, and we'll have to see how that pans out tomorrow. As it stands, I've had no contact with my legal team after a 10-minute physical meeting on the 30th of October in Cloverhill. That may be hard for people to believe, but these are the facts. This is despite promises of a video call with Medi from Searle & Co. and Lawrence Mead, the barrister, at that meeting. That video call has never happened, and I've had no contact with a legal team. You know, folks, the system is it's gone too far. People need to realise what's going on in their own country now. And tomorrow they will try jailing me for 6 months for no crime. I didn't break any order, but you know, haven't had any contact with my legal team. I don't know what's going on. Now again, you can go to the Independent Minds 2 YouTube channel, and you will find the previous podcast made from Cloverhill by myself over the course of the last few years. Again, Independent Minds 2 YouTube. Okay, because this was never about Fergal theory. This was about opening eyes, as many as I could, whilst learning and dealing with the stresses and pain for the good of my children and a larger audience, for everybody that has a bit of gumption about it. Now, I suppose another point I'd like to make is that yesterday I was presented with my postal vote by Mr. O'Rourke and the governor, and it was signed, posted, and I voted for the boy with no picture, and I will not have to tell you who that is, folks, as I didn't have access, and it wasn't possible that I could have a photo as part of my election debut, and this is the only photo I have at the moment, but this wasn't going to make it onto a ballot. So then the next thing is that there's been no mention of my previous Facebook Live here from last Sunday by anyone. I believe it has been emailed here, there and everywhere, as well as watched by many parties at this stage. But look, again, there's nothing more I can do about that. So then the next point I'd like to make, folks, is that the first of my digital diaries are now up on the Independent Minds 2 YouTube channel, and these diaries will be added to now over the coming days, and there are two of the videos that were made when I started to do this confines of Cloverhill prison at the time. So, and I would also like to thank those at Independent Minds for their help over the course of the last few weeks getting all this organised. Plus, I suppose, just to reiterate for those that haven't, that this is myself detailing the 10-year journey, plus as I sat still in Cloverhill waiting for events to develop and unfold over a nearly 3-year period of my life. I spent 36 months roughly of physical time in prison over the course of the last 10 years. For what? For standing up to corruption and the entities that want to protect each other. Again, under Independent Minds 2 YouTube channel, that's where you will get all the information as we move forward. So, I suppose at this stage I'd also hoped that the Monaghan Gardaí would have come clean and that this trespass charge that they have against myself, Killian Rush and Philip Callan would have been dropped, given it shouldn't have been there in the first place. We were acting on from a civil perspective, and we had civil information and civil paperwork there to show, but they were not interested in the paperwork or anything to do with it, as they have done now for 10 years. They've been covering up corruption. I believe there was mention made of the order in 2015 in the Peace in the Anglo South. The reality is, I went to the buildings in 2015, made a criminal complaint, and the guards sort of dealt with my criminal complaint, not telling me it was turned into a civil matter, and they have not. The paper has not gone into the previous times, the next times in jail. The fact that I did 28 days to get out over the top of that order in 2016. Again, the Independent Minds 2 YouTube channel is where all this information will be found moving forward. Now, so I suppose then, just to finish up, had I not thrown my hat into the ring for the election, which is quite clear that from my experience in court in the last few months, plus that of my co-accused in Monaghan Court, that the Monaghan Gardaí would have thrown more fraudulent paperwork at us just to suit the Bounty Boys, and made my life hell, especially for many more years. And again, I'll go back to Independent Minds 2 is where people will find all information now moving forward. As please God, this will be the last one of these I will have to do from inside a jail in the Irish system. Having been in jail 8 times, having seen the inside of Castlereagh once, Mountjoy 3 times, and Cloverhill now, 4 times. So it's time for the Gardaí in Monaghan to deal with it. And to finish, folks, I truly hope my efforts, along with those of many other independently minded people over the last especially 10 years, have done enough to open minds and show them really what the country really needs now moving forward. So that voting tomorrow makes a real difference, as enough people lose the fear and give independence a real chance to drive change in this, what could be a great little country after the mess that it has been left in by especially Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael and the Greens. So I will zone out at this point, folks. I know, and as a human being, I've done my best over the course of the last 10 years. It hasn't been nice, it hasn't been pleasant to look at, but look, at many people get many things to deal with. It could be a death in a family, it could be a sick child, it could be an untimely death of a child. There are so many people get different things to deal with. I'm in good health, thanks to God. Emma, Katie, Amelia, Shane and Lauren are in good health, and I cannot wait to give them a big hug in the very near future. So God bless you all. Best of luck tomorrow, and hopefully we see some change. Thank you.